Gorges Ithaca Half community, I hope this finds you healthy and as well as can be expected given the current state of the world. Thank you for sticking with us this year through the uncertainty and delay. A couple weeks ago, I was grateful to have been able to put on the Cayuga Trails and Lucifer Crossing trail races here in Ithaca, one of only a few formal non-virtual races able to run in New York this year since COVID set in. To get there, I put considerable time in reformatting the course, event structure, and sequencing for the weekend to minimize risk as best we could. It required us, with the strong support of the New York State Parks, who, feeling good about our history and the modified event plan, to take it all the way up to the governor's office proper for approval, which we were granted, and with contingencies. Thankfully, the events went well, and with reports from several that they felt safer running our event than going to the grocery store. We're hopeful for, but waiting on permits for 2 other trail races slated for September. The Ithaca Half, however, is a bit of a different equation and beast. It demands a greater community impact with road closures, more staging, community and volunteer resources, and carries a higher entrant field than our trail events. I've been working on various pieces, including a new course configuration to eliminate the need for buses, reduce the out and back or cross traffic between entrants, an altered start and finish areas, a plan similar to that used for Cayuga with wave starts, limited aid on course, post-race food to go with our caterers still on board, insurance in place, and have 1,000 shirts already paid for and delivered sitting in my basement, and a call out for volunteers. I'm confident that as a running community, we could do this with very minimal risk. As of this past week, however, I sat on for a bit, and then recommitted the decision to cancel this year's race. The deciding and driving factor for me is the state of the Ithaca and surrounding communities in this moment, and projected over the next couple of months. While Ithaca's been lucky to have had a relatively low number of positive COVID cases, there is quite a bit of continued uncertainty, as well as a rise in anxiety, apprehension, fear, and tension in our community for individuals, families, and businesses ahead of a return to school, both local school district, and even more with regards to the university and college students returning. For many of us as runners, being able to participate in a formal and community event would be a much-needed release of tension, a reward of social, emotional, and physical well-being. But what I also know is that our footprint would be felt, that we'd strain an already taxed city and parks resource base, that we'd exacerbate the stress and anxiety for many in the community, and that in that sense do damage to not only Red Newt Racing and my family, but more critically, our running community at large. That, on top of the still existing risk for contributing to a single additional person contracting or spreading COVID into the Ithaca or larger running community. This past week, I've been grappling with some of what might be needed to offer a virtual option. I was on the phone just today with the parks, who again have been really supportive, and emails with the city just this past week, who have also been really supportive, trying to figure out what it might look like with a virtual event, and some of the hitches, such as insurance, that is required by the parks, and which I can't get for a virtual event, trying to negotiate some of those hurdles. As I continue to weave through modifying that vision accordingly, I came to realize that although a virtual option will be motivating and a welcome goal and endeavor for many, that it's not reflective of what I so much value and have created in the Gorges Ithaca Half Marathon. That is an opportunity for us as locals to come out and welcome so many more from all around the country to join in celebrating the beauty of Ithaca, the running community at large, and the individuals and businesses that add color and of our beautiful landscape. So this evening, I made the decision to cancel the 2020 running of the Gorges Ithaca Half Marathon altogether. All entrants will be provided the opportunity to either defer to 2021, receive a full refund, less processing fees, or if interested, choose to donate your entry fee, which would go to support either the teams or local parks and trails, which we've traditionally donated to, who are also in a tough spot this year. My hope is that the majority of you will stick with us as a community and community support and solidarity, with hopes for a good vision for coming back together and stronger in 2021. We'll follow this recording up, and you'd be receiving it in an email with an online portal or spreadsheet to let us know your decision. And we'll work to get refunds out to everyone who choose that option by mid-September. And with it, a survey of whether we should stick with summer event for next year or look towards Labor Day of 2021 as we pushed back with here this year. We'll decide this on the date as soon as we have a feel for the trajectory of COVID for next year. To all those who are very much let down by my decision and this news, my many apologies for my decision in not pushing forward to bring us collectively to the starting line for this year. Thanks to all of you for your patience, your support, and in advance to all of you who continue to support and stick with us in rolling over into next year. Hopefully we'll connect on the roads or trails soon, and until that time, run on. Thanks.